Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MNSpiritCast. I'm Marcus, your host and founder of Minnesota Spirit Hunters, and with me is one of our brand new hunters. This is Bailey, straight out of Mora, Minnesota, along with us. Bailey, tonight is your premiere on not only Minnesota Spiritcast, but Minnesota Spirit Hunters too. So welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Hey, not a problem. And we have another person. We have Stephanie. You guys haven't seen her on the case yet, but she has done a few with us, and you'll see that in season 3. That will be coming up soon. And we have a great season for you guys. But tonight on the ALL American Paranormal Tour, we are in the east of the United States in North Carolina. And we have a fantastic returning guest tonight. We won't keep you waiting too long. Everybody, help me welcome Jonathan Myers of Crossover Paranormal Society.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to try to center both of us in here.
It's supposed to get hard.
Let's see. Center us both in there. There we go. So, Jonathan, welcome back to the show, man. You haven't been here since like season 2, and we're in mid-season 4 already. So, it's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just doing work and a lot of investigations as when I can, when it's not raining every 5 days. But,
right.
But yeah, doing pretty good. Me and my dad's been going out pretty regular, making videos and stuff like that.
Okay. Awesome. And on the All American Paranormal Tour, we are. Let's see. How do I want to put this? We're representing all 50 states, and we've done some fantastic states such as Tennessee, Hawaii. We've done Florida, California. We've done them all, but the one that hits most home for you is North Carolina, because that is your base, and we're in North Carolina tonight. Dobson, North Carolina, to be specific. So, first of all, we want to talk about your team. What is Crossover Paranormal Society? Why'd you start it?
I just wanted to have something to do with my dad. My mom had passed away in 2016, and I got to thinking I need to do more with my dad. So we always watched paranormal stuff on TV and everything, and then I think we started talking about it 2 or 3 years before we actually started doing the group in 2020 when we first started our first investigation.
Okay. Where was your first investigation?
At the True Vet Clinic, right here, 45 minutes from my house.
Okay. And that was actually recent. I think that was 2021, late or early 22, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to say you're a new team, but you're a fairly new ghost hunting paranormal team.
Yes.
So since you opened Crossover Paranormal Society, how has that changed your vision on the field?
I say it has changed my point of view on different aspects of it. There's some things I'm still skeptic on, and then some things that I do believe into a little more. Since this past couple months that when me and my dad went out, I've actually learned a lot more what different types of questions to news and things like that. And I've been watching everybody else and trying to figure out how I can use those into my technique, and it made my vision a little more into the paranormal. So yeah, I think we're going in the right direction.
Absolutely. That's absolutely fantastic. If you just give me a quick minute here, I do have some pre-made questions I'd like to ask tonight. So see if I can find them. And they're not on my phone anymore. They're on my other phone. Let's see. Now you're based in North Carolina. Have you, were you born and raised in North Carolina as well?
Yes, I've been here for
Okay.
42 years.
Okay, so you've been there quite a while now. When you were a kid, what was your view on the subject? I mean, did you believe in paranormal? Did you have any experiences, and did that lead up to what you do now?
When I was a kid, I never thought about it until my grandma passed away, and then I had a vision of her one night visit me while I was sleeping, and I think that's what got me more believing into the paranormal a little bit. I think I was like 12, maybe
Okay.
13, and then in 2016, my mom passed away, and she came and visited me recently, and so I think it actually made me do more believing because my best friend actually took his own life, and he came and visited me before. So as somebody's meant a lot to me throughout my years, and that's what made me get more involved in trying to find the answers. Why? What's it like on the other side and stuff like that. So there's been about 12, maybe 13 since my first actual experience.
And
Okay.
with that, I was wondering, has any of like the evidence and stuff that you found since you started investigating, give you any catharsis and maybe some better feelings about the passing of loved ones and those who were close to you?
Can you repeat that question again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So does any of like the evidence that you get from the spirit investigations, talking to different people who have been passed on, or whatever the evidence that has helped you believe, has any of that evidence helped you with the thoughts and the feelings of your loved ones passing on? Do you feel like there's a little more comfort in that?
Oh yeah. When I go out to do an investigation, especially at my family cemetery, where my mom's actually buried at, and pretty much all my grandparents and my aunts and uncles and stuff is buried there. Time we go there, or like the bridge, I feel more a little bit at ease because I know what their family has the very same thing when I lost my personal friends, family members, and stuff like that. So it does make it a little bit easier for me to understand how to try to address a lot of the questions that I asked them to make me feel more comfortable.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
when I do go, I try to make them feel more safe, that we're not there to hurt them or any such way.
Now, I do apologize to you guys. It is about to storm here, so we are going to pack up and head inside. No mobile podcast tonight. We're going to go inside and continue this. So Jonathan, even though I'm all over the place right now, in season 4 MNSpiritCast, I've been asking all of our guests to celebrate the 4th season. What are 4 of your bucket list places or hotspots that you want to investigate or that you have investigated?
One of them, I want to go to Lizzie Jordan's house.
Not bad. That would be fun.
That's my first, and then the Stanley Hotel. I would love to go to that place. Just something about that area. I always liked Colorado, so that's my second one.
Sure.
My third one, any Civil War battlefield. Anything has to do with the Civil War. I don't care where it's at or whatever. And I do like my most recent place we did, it's really big, was the North Carolina battleship. I like to go back there again.
Have you gotten the chance to do Gettysburg yet?
No, not yet, but it is in our upcoming events.
Okay. Okay. I apologize for like breaking in between, but yeah, we're gonna take this inside. So
You're fine.
there we go. Yep, it's Minnesota SpiritCast on the go. There we go. And we're in. All right. And the switch. Here we go. And now that I'm in the house, I can find the questions that I have pre-planned for you.
No.
Apologize. We're usually more prepared than this. Okay.
Weather has a way to change plans.
Yes. Yes, it does. No, we're going to go in there. Hey, come on. Sorry, guys. All right. Go get prepared here. There we go. All right. Get the kids settled. There we go. All right. Now that we're good again, sorry about that.
You're fine.
So, if you don't mind, Jonathan, I wasn't able to catch the last couple of your hotspots. I heard the Battlefield one. You anything Battlefield?
Yeah.
Take that one.
I'm my fourth place I like to go is go back to the Battleship.
Okay.
That's my fourth place, and I do like. I would like to go to Stanley Hotel and Lizzie Borden's house.
That would be a lot of fun. Absolutely. So let's see. I normally have questions paired. They're on my phone now. So let's talk a little bit about your talk show. So you have a talk show based on your investigation team, and this is the C.O.P.S Talk Show. And if anybody don't know what C.O.P.S Talk Show is, it's the Crossover Paranormal Society. That's what C.O.P.S stands for. It's a talk show. Jonathan, you can tell us a little bit about that.
We try to do a little bit of everything, as far as talk about our latest paranormal investigations that we go out to. Most time it is just me on that show. My cousin Shasta can't come on every Sunday night because she try to get everything ready for the upcoming week. But she comes on for me, and it's basically just talk paranormal stuff, try to find out from different people, different equipment that's hot right then and there, and what other people's using, and also doing interviews like this on our shows too, and just have a good fun time. And we're actually starting a new show too called The Paranormal Journey. It's
okay. Perfect. Okay. And so what made you want to branch a podcast off of your paranormal team?
Just looked like fun. Everybody else was doing it, and I didn't really expect to do it because I'm actually camera shy. And I don't like to be on camera, but ever since the first time I started doing this, I think you and Matt actually burnt me from being shy from the camera.
Oh, well, glad I was able to help you. I mean, from the moment that, we're in 4 seasons of our show, and we had a different talk show before this, and I didn't necessarily like it myself until I actually started going out doing YouTube videos and stuff for fun, and I seen, it's not so bad because in reality, you're talking to yourself, basically, in front of a camera, but other people can see you once you're live and everything. It's not so bad, and I'm glad you were able to overcome that, because now look, I mean, you got a great show, great investigation team, and a lot more. So,
Yeah.
now let's talk a little bit about the C.O.P.S, or the Crossover Paranormal Society. You started the team. When did you say you started it?
I started in February, right before the pandemic started. Everything shut down. We did our first investigation on February 25th, and it was getting ready to go back out a month later or two. Then that's when they decided to do all those shutdowns and everything like that. So then me and my dad never did stop. We went to cemeteries and stuff like that, and try to practice and learn how to use the equipment pretty decent. So we wouldn't like a pole ops on camera and stuff like that. But
sure.
It actually came a long ways from me and my dad, and then all the team members,
They're like very active.
Absolutely. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about your projects. I mean, do you have any upcoming projects, investigations, big news that you would like to share with anybody? I mean, what are you working on at the moment?
We're working on three or four different locations. We are trying to work on to go to West Virginia.
Okay.
To a theme park up there, amusement park, whatever you want to call it.
You got stuff
Lake,
along.
whatever it is. We're going to try to go back. It's actually built on Indian burial ground. And we're trying to get that in the thing, and then we're working on going to Waverly and a little further up north, around Pennsylvania, like the Gettysburg and stuff like that.
Sure.
And and we're actually trying to work on going to South Carolina to another battleship. I think it's called USS Yorktown or something like that.
Okay.
But it's just in the process. We ain't really set it in stone yet. I'm still working on getting a lot of information and getting the pricing and all that kind of good stuff that wreck your brain over and all that.
Now, here's one thing I don't really discuss, but founder of a team to a founder of another team, how does managing your team? I mean, do you put a lot of management into your team? Is there a pre-investigation process that you go through? How complicated is it to do just one case?
It's very complicated because you gotta figure out, like say, you gotta talk to the group and you gotta make sure everybody wants to go, because somewhere along the line somebody will get upset if they don't go, and if they don't want to go, then after you get there they don't want to miss out. And then you got to look in all the pricing, because sometimes when you tell them the price, then they all back out. Then you got to go refigure it. You got to contact the location again, and it's a big headache. But once it's all said and done, it's actually enjoyment after you get there.
Yep. So and that is true. We're not a scientific based team or anything like that. We do have fun with our investigations and all that, but setting up the investigation is the most complicated part. There's a bunch of paperwork that we have to go through, and yes, I'm a very organized team leader, because I have forms for everything. We have two different walkthroughs before we do a case and all that kind of stuff. So I like hearing, other people's pre-investigation setup, what you have to do. Do you guys do walkthroughs before your investigations?
We do, unless it's like the battleship. we always do our walkthrough before we start our investigations. We don't go ahead like a day or two or a week or something like that and do a walkthrough because it's too far from where I live. But most time, if it's close, we normally go a day early and just do a walkthrough and look at it and see if we get any kind of feelings. Talk to the owners or something like that, and then when we go back, we know not a lot, but just the basic areas, and then we might find a different area that we have we can put our cameras and hit most on that particular night.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And with all that, you got your pre-investigation process. During your investigation, do you guys figure out a spot that you're going to keep all your equipment, such as a nerve center or something like that? Or do you carry all your equipment as you go, or how does all that work?
We just carry what we can carry in our hands, pretty much. Most time we always have at least a radio and a flashlight. That's our main two pieces, and then a K2 and a recorder. And everybody's got their phone for the camera, so they have a camera of some sort. And when we have our big DVR system setting up at the center where we make our base at, and we always have two people there, like my dad and my aunt. They can't get around that good in the area, so they do real good watching the computers to check our DVR systems and stuff like that and see if they can see anything. And they call us on the radio and say, hey, we saw this, you might want to check it out and this and that. But we try to carry a few pieces of equipment that we can carry if we need to. We always have somebody that will run down and get up something else and bring it back to us, or somebody that's already in the command center bring it to us one.
Okay.
So I don't like to walk everywhere and have my pockets plumb full of equipment and everything like that. You can't move, and something was falling break, there you be out of it.
One thing. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
See y'all later. One thing that I found, Jonathan, and one thing that you might that might help you. I don't know how much equipment you carry around on the investigation, but if you was to get just a small little bag, like a shoulder bag, put it over your head and let it hang on your shoulder and let it hang down your waist or whatever. Put a few pieces of equipment in there, such as your K2, your voice recorders, things like that. Stick them all right in there, and you don't got to carry nothing. So that might help.
I've got a friend that's working on making me a vest, have a bunch of pockets all over the front of it, and it's just going to be something for everybody to look at and laugh at. It's actually going to be a function carrying equipment around. But I'll have all different pockets on the front, have 10 or 12, have everything be full, the cat toys and stuff like that. It's going to be everywhere.
I hope you focus on hunting more than walking around.
Yeah, we normally get pretty decent stuff when we go. It's just, like I said, though, it's trying to keep up with all the equipment that you have.
Because you don't know who's going to react to what.
Yeah.
I had a question about the recent investigations that you went on. You mentioned the bridge investigation. Were you getting some results that were different, varying from like some previous investigations, maybe like some indoor investigations?
Yes. When we go to that bridge particular, there's a little bit more spirit active is there than normal indoor. I have been to, say, the sane asylums and stuff like that. Outdoor investigation is a little bit more into it because you got to focus a lot on the nature sounds and like all the crickets and the bugs. And then when you least expecting it, there's something always literally happened. Because last night, my dad, he actually had a spirit actually set on him, and we found out it was a little 7-year-old boy that lost his mama, and he was crying, he was scared, and he finally came up and felt more comfortable with us.
Well, that's sweet.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. I mean, we actually enjoyed talking to him. He was really scared. I think we've been talking to him for like an hour before he decided to walk on up where we was at.
Yeah, it takes some time to get some more shy spirits to want to be out and around new people.
Yeah.
So those are really fun experiences to have when you're investigating and you find a spirit who maybe had something going on that's not necessarily so good, but being able to give them some sort of comfort or some sort of calm, just even for a minute when you're out there talking to them. So it's really cool that you had that.
Yeah. It's a different, like when we go to the clinic, it's different there than it is at the bridge. It's just according on what kind of mood that the spirits are in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because you also said you're gonna hit some pretty big places soon here, so it'll be fun to see how different the reactions will be in say, did you say the Penhurst or where else did you say?
I've been to the I can't think the name of the place now. It's like when we went to the clinic here in North Carolina, one of our main places. That's where we do a lot of our training of our new members. That when we get one in, the clinic is not as harsh, like take them to a big insane asylum. The clinic just a little bit of a hospital where they just treat you a little bit, and they did deliver babies there. And now I don't like taking the new investigators into a sane asylum because they don't know what's really going to be going on. When we went, my first one we went to, there's some crazy stuff going on at that place. I mean, we had people getting scratched, getting like a big old burnt spot on the back of their neck and things like that. And I don't want to put that on our new investigators until they got in the field pretty good.
Well, you got to trick them, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, Jonathan, so we talked about your pre-investigation. During your investigation process, do you have a post-investigation process that you have to do too? After the investigation, do you have to do like a monthly checkup on them? See how they're doing? If you had like a private residence or something, or do you have to go back in during cleanse it, or how's that work?
We do private locations a lot, and well, not I wouldn't say a lot, but we normally do a couple. I have one right now that I've been working on and stuff like that, just to try to help this elderly lady out. She has had a lot of stuff going on, and she wants us to come back. Like I said, it's her family don't believe it, believes it. I don't know what, but I've been helping her daughter out to try to check for me and see. But I told her, I said, if y'all need us to come back, we will to help out. And I said, now, as far as cleansing, I don't do the cleansing, but I can probably get somebody to do it because I don't want to get the spirit trapped in between both worlds, our world and the spirit world.
Right.
I don't feel comfortable about doing the cleansing. That's just my preference.
And that's totally understandable. You know, like we always done, if there's something we know we can't do, we pretty much got connections all over the place, so somebody's bound to help. We're, our motto is we never leave anybody without the answers or the help they need.
Yeah.
So either way, if you don't do cleansings and you call someone else in, your job is done. You've helped, so, and I like when people do that. So, now let's ask you this. Now, what would make North Carolina a good place for a tourist who wanted to investigate some paranormal hotspots? What would make North Carolina a good state to do that?
Well, North Carolina is one of the 13 colonies. It's older than the rest of the state. Well, I wouldn't say older, but because the Indians and stuff was here before we was, plus out west and stuff like that. But there's actually a lot of stuff went on here on the East Coast. All the colonies, they had to fight the Indians and stuff like that, and to survive, and plus all the diseases that the Pilgrims and stuff like that had when they came over, all up and down the East Coast. There's a lot of people that passed away back in the early days, and there's always, and the Civil War, and the Revolutionary Wars fought more over here on this side. So there's going to be a lot different things to do. You can't go shake a stick without finding a cemetery somewhere. So, that's my opinion, but everybody else might think a little different. But that's just what I think.
Well, I know North Carolina would be a fun state to do some investigations in. It's definitely on a bucket list of states to visit for investigations. Especially after seeing you guys investigate the battleship. And you guys had a ton of people there. You had all kinds of different teams. Or did you guys do it on your own separate time?
We done it before, just my group. We did it before, and then the second time, that's when Matt and everybody else came to it.
Yep. So you've investigated it twice. It seems to be a huge battleship, and I could only imagine the stories and stuff that is behind the ship, and I think it'd be super cool. Not to mention all the other cases you did, such as the clinic and the graveyards and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to see these investigations, link is below, so check it out, and go show Crossover some love. I have a couple more questions for you, Bailey. If you got more questions, feel free to toss those. And then Jonathan, you can feel free to ask us any questions you want to as well. So first of all, where can our viewers find Crossover Paranormal Society, the talk show, the investigation team, and much more?
Most is on YouTube. I don't do a lot of posting on Facebook, but we do have a Facebook page. My cousin, she takes care of that part. We do post some pictures and stuff like that but we mostly do our live on location investigations on YouTube at Crossover Paranormal Society. And same thing with Facebook. It's all of us Crossover Paranormal Society, so it's nothing too hard to figure out. We do some on TikTok. I post 2 videos on TikTok, and I am on Instagram, but it's called Jonathan Myers on Instagram. So
okay. And if anybody, I don't know if I got all those, but if any said, some of their links are below, and you guys could check them out on the other platforms he just mentioned too. Let's see, Jonathan, if you had one great piece of advice for a newcomer in the paranormal field, what would that advice be?
One thing I would say, just be yourself and act natural. The spirits will come more active with you if you just try to be calm and nice about it. Don't go in like fighting fire, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Just warm up to the spirits, and then you'll get all kinds of crazy stuff.
Because as we've discussed on this show before, you know, hey, go over there. Go over there. So as we've discussed on the show before, the activity or the responses that you get all depends on your, personality when you go in. And if you got a chip on your shoulder when you go into an investigation, guess what? They're gonna have a chip on their shoulder too. So, it's all about the energy that you put out, and that's going to tell you the type of energy you're going to get from the other side. So, I like that advice, Jonathan. Thank you. Bailey, you got anything for him?
Not too many questions off the top of my head, but I'm thinking of some.
I think you froze.
Well, we just like I said though, if you was to go out and just have fun and not make it really serious, I mean, yeah, do serious work, but make it fun for you. Don't go into it like a business or nothing like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because a lot of content creators, some of them challenge and start to upset the spirits. Some of them try to play it off as a joke, and it just so many different things happen to them and whatnot. I've seen that it's just more respectful to just be yourself.
Yeah, it's because, like I said, I've experienced sometimes that a lot of people tells me if you go into a place that you'll always get something, but that's not always true. Because I've had a lot of people tell me that every time I go in that one place, you'll get something there, and I can go to the same place, I don't even get nothing. I don't even get a K2 spot or nothing like that.
Yeah, just don't want anything to do with you, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting sick of us, all invading their personal space.
Yeah, you're right. But I've found out though that if you just go be yourself and have fun, and they will be more coming out and helping you and talking to you. And once you get a piece of equipment to go off, it's just, you get your blood boiling. You just want to keep trying to get something started and see what all else that they can do. And that's just the way I like to do it.
I've got one question. So throughout your different investigations, have you ever ran into a spirit that was almost coherent, like you were basically having a conversation with it for a while?
Yeah, just like last night. I mean, it's all about when we get something started, we try to focus on just that spirit at that time until something else kicks in. One night we was at the clinic, we had 3 different spirits talking at the same time. We couldn't answer all 3 of them. We had the little girl that wants to play with us down in the basement, and then next time we had the doctor talking to us that was there, and then a couple of the nurses that wanted to communicate all at the same time. They had everything. I couldn't shine the camera around fast enough to catch all the stuff that was going off.
They're all like, "We are here, all of us, all at once."
Yeah.
That's great.
Just like when Austin was with us at the clinic. I don't know if y'all saw that episode or not, but something was keep touching him in that one room. The lady was when she died, she was there was actually a nursing home there afterwards, and she was there. Her husband was there. Even her boyfriend was there. So there was conflict there, and they was bothering Austin so much. So we figured it out that it might have been something that he might have favored either her husband or her boyfriend or something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why they was more active to him than what we was getting.
Right. Wow. Well, yeah, and that's which leads me to another question. What's the craziest thing you've ever experienced on an investigation? And by crazy, I mean like full on never again moment type thing.
Probably had to be at the cemetery of John Martin, the Lieutenant Colonel John Martin from the Revolutionary War. It's based.
Okay.
The movie Patriot is based on that. And that night, I was live over at his grave, right behind his house where he had built. And just had came up a storm. Storm was over. Me and my dad sat waiting truck till actually get out because I didn't want to get lightning struck. The storm was so bad it knocked out power everywhere over there. So K2s wouldn't be effective through the power. So whatever hit actually was going to be spirit rise. And I just leaned over into the chat like that, look and see who was talking. And by the time I stood up, my dad was walking behind me at the fence because I had our bright light on, and I think we dragged every bug in the county around us. We was slapping, and we was getting aggravated. So he got up and walked behind me, stood at the fence. And about that time when I leaned up, there was a gust of wind just almost knocked me off my feet. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
My dad was standing probably not even half an arm length behind where I was at, and he did not feel it.
Oh, wow.
The wind didn't stir or nothing. It was calm as you can be. And I can't explain it. I don't know what actually happened, but I just
Right.
I don't know if anybody would believe me about that, but it's a true story about what happened that night. There's no way I could explain how it felt. I think I was standing in a portal or something in the time frame of his century or something. That was
awesome.
That was the craziest thing I ever actually had to happen to me.
Yeah, new fear unlocked. Getting body checked by a ghost.
I don't know what that was, but I'm telling you what, it literally knocked me off my feet just about it. If I hadn't had myself braced, I would have knocked the camera down, my tripod, and probably fell into the stone and knocked my head out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how hard it hit.
Well, lucky you than your dad, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you say you go visit this clinic fairly often, especially for newcomers when you're working with them. Are there any spirits in particular that like keep showing up like every time you go visit, and ones that seem to like visit or welcome you every time you come out?
Yes and no. I mean, it's just I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. It's a this toss up. It's different.
Feels like they might not really care. They're just confused why you're there again.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. I just when we go to the place to investigate, I do like to find one place to sit down for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. A lot of people goes and do a walkthrough as they investigate because they want to keep moving, cover a lot of ground. I'm just a little bit different. I like to go and sit and see if anything will come to me and because I think if they come to you, they're more wanting to come to be comfortable with you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Letting them approach you. That way, it's like you're not necessarily always trying to invade their space. You're just like, I'm here. If you want to be here too, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good way to keep angrier spirits, less angry at you.
Yeah. I just try to do what I know to do, and I don't really do a whole lot far as to aggravate. I don't provoke whatsoever. That's because I don't want nothing that follows me home or attached to me and follow me down the road. I got enough problems, but I don't need a spirit coming bothering me neither. But
making any of those problems worse.
yeah, it makes it bad.
I know one thing for sure: attachments are not fun.
Oh yeah,
they're even harder to deal with than like a building or any other spirits that are just out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I apologize, guys. You guys are nagging for some reason. I'm not sure if it's a storm or what, but I mean, here, let me see. I'm gonna turn that down. But before we wrap up tonight, Jonathan, I wanted to see, first of all, do you have any questions for us, our team? Anything you wanted to know, or like how we do things, or
No.
I don't know, I feel like a lot of people know how we do things, but
I just want to know if y'all have certain ones carry certain pieces of equipment.
There's not specific. I mean, we'll always carry, almost the same pieces of equipment. There's not an assigned person to the equipment. However, there is some equipment that members want more than the others. So it's more of a first come, first serve. Who gets it first gets to carry it type thing.
Yeah.
And I can see Bailey over there like, shit, we're going to have to fight to get what we want.
I got my own stuff.
it's okay.
Just in case.
But it's not bad. Right. It's not bad. But there are generally pieces that are cooler than the others, and you want to get those first. So, but I mean, I think all the equipment is pretty fun. I can't wait to use some of our new stuff in upcoming investigations. And if we ever come towards North Carolina, I definitely want a collaboration.
Oh yeah. Do y'all have any type of trigger objects that y'all use, like for the kids and stuff like that?
So we don't have trigger objects anymore. Those left with some members for their new team and everything. However, I mean, would you consider spirit bones trigger objects or whatever? If so, I mean, we got those, but that's what's that?
We use this, our gremlin. That's our signature for cops now. We can use this thing on every location. I've got MNSpiritCast Paranormal buying them one now, and they use theirs quite regular too. And
okay, all right.
It's a motion sensor, and all the spirits have to do is just go and hit him on the head or something, and it'll go through its cycle. And the video that I put up on TikTok is when he went off at the bridge.
There
I
we
have a
go.
funny story with the motion sensing toys. One Christmas, my dad got something from my niece, and he was just storing it away in a closet. And just in the middle of the day, one of the most haunted houses I ever lived in. Middle of the night, middle of the day, 1 o'clock at night, it would just go off and started making sound inside the box in his closet. And it
Yeah.
just annoyed the crap out of him. And I was like, I swear this place is haunted. He was like, nah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't think it works, but we bought it right like 2 or 3 months before Halloween last year, and we worked with it for about 6-7 months, and it finally actually activated one night at the bridge, and it totally shocked the daylights out of me.
Well, yeah, and they're perfect objects, especially when they're kids' toys. Whenever you run into kids' spirits, because they always want to. Oh, if there's a toy on the ground, why wouldn't I pick that up? Poor thing, right? Like, so that's really cool. I'm glad that you got it to react.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, a lot of people commented on the video. They all was shocked, and they was more excited than pretty much about what I was. You know, they was all
Right?
sending me text messages afterwards and Facebook messages and stuff like that, and said that was an awesome show. That was good. That it got it going off and this and that. So it was very interesting. A lot of people actually was commenting on that particular thing.
I can imagine having that thing go off in the middle of a intense investigation, especially if you're starting to get other things to go off too beforehand.
Yeah.
That would really get you to jump.
Apologize, guys, about that. My service keeps kicking me out of the studio for some reason, so no idea why. Technical difficulties tonight, but yeah, I mean, but I don't know what I missed because you guys were lagging to me, and I couldn't hear anything, so I do apologize. So, but I mean, all I can say for you guys is if you guys don't know Crossover Paranormal Society, you definitely got to check them out and watch their old cases and investigations, and stay on the lookout for new ones because I think we all have some new stuff coming up, and I know I'm excited to get started once again. But Jonathan, I appreciate you coming on the show, man, and showing some support. And sharing some new stuff about your team that we haven't heard yet. But if anybody is interested and you live in the state of North Carolina and you have some paranormal issues or needs or whatever, Jonathan can be contacted on any of the social media platforms that are listed below. If you have any needs or anything, reach out and set something up, and hopefully you can get some help. So, Jonathan, that's what it's all about, man. Each episode of this is promoting a team or more teams in a state to show people there's someone to help. So I hope you get some cases. I hope you're able to help some people, and most importantly, have fun with it. So
Appreciate it.
not a problem. If you don't have anything else, man, we're going to wrap up here. But you're always welcome back to the show whenever you want. All you got to do is send me a message and we'll get you up on here again. So
Appreciate it. Same way for me too, man. I do want to get you back on my show, especially the new shows coming out.
Okay.
It's going to be paranormal talk all the way through, having fun. We actually going to have segments in the shows called Wacky Weather.
Wacky. Yep. That'd be Minnesota. We got temper tantrums here. That's our weather here.
The storm came in 4 minutes after it started hitting you. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's about how far we live from each other.
right. Yeah, but it's not even raining anymore as far as I see. So, like I said, temper tantrums. So, but the Wacky Weather show is gonna be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it. And where might we be able to find this new show when it premieres?
It's actually going to start this coming Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that'd be 7 Central. It's probably be about an hour show. We're just going to talk about paranormal and things like that, and we having different segments. Me and my cousin is going to be the host of it. She's going to be doing the paranormal group of the week, and then we're going to try to get in touch with that group to come on for the next show until do on like that. It's bi-weekly, so it's every other Wednesday.
Okay, all right. Definitely looking forward to that. And that'll be streaming on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, correct? Okay.
YouTube and Facebook.
Okay. All right. And you guys, like I said before, can check out those that YouTube, Facebook, and even the Instagram and stuff below. So, Jonathan, once again, it's always a pleasure having you on. You know, we haven't talked in a long time. So I definitely like to talk to you again, get you back on here next season and talk about some more cool stuff and all that and see where you are next season. So, yeah, no problem, man. And if Bailey, if you don't have anything else, we'll wrap up and hope you guys have a great night. So
You too, man.
Yeah, you too.
So Jonathan, thank you. Like I said, reach out to me and let's get something set up again if you're willing to come back on. But until then, man, thank you, and I'm glad you were able to come back on.
I appreciate it. I really do. I enjoyed being on your show. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I apologize that it's a short one tonight, but you know, we covered a lot of stuff within 58 minutes. You know, it's surprised what you can cover. So, but thank you, man. Hope you have a good night, and like I said, hopefully you get some cases and you're able to help some people. And good luck with the new show. Definitely looking forward to being on it and seeing it. So,
appreciate it.
Not a problem. All right, you have a good night. We'll catch you later.
All right, you too.
All right, thank you. Okay, guys, and you can check out Jonathan Myers on all the platforms below, and go over and show Crossover Paranormal Society some support and the C.O.P.S Talk Show and much more. And be on the lookout for his new show. Bailey, it was your premiere on the MNSpiritCast tonight. Your premiere investigation will be coming very, very soon. And we're looking forward to that. And I couldn't thank you more for helping me co-host tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Happy to help, especially when you're getting poured on.
Yeah, right. Good thing we came inside. Otherwise, we would have been soaking wet right now. So,
right.
Well, you have a good night, Bailey. Thank you. And I'm definitely looking forward to hosting with you again.
Definitely. I'll see you then.
Not a problem. See you later. And for the rest of you guys, check out our And for the rest of you guys, check out our sponsors, Provoke Paranormal, Provoke Partnership, by the way, loving the t-shirt, TNS Creations, Crafty Rebel Creations, and W Energy. If you guys need an energy drink to stay aware, focus, without... Which one?
TNS?
I said it.
You did?
Sorry, we have TNS Creations, we have Crafty Rebel Creations, we also have Provoke Paranormal, and W Energy. If you need an energy drink that will help you stay focused and aware without the crash afterwards, try W Energy and use code MNSH for 10% off. So until next week, when we have another amazing show for you guys, hope you guys have a great weekend and a upcoming week, and we'll see you guys next time. We don't have an outro anymore, so I guess until next week, we'll see you later. Happy hunting.